Alright you guys, here are all the different types of soft plastics that we use and fishing lures. You know, to be honest with you guys, I seriously frowned upon using soft plastics and fishing lures because I considered it as not real fishing. But you know, just as of recently, within the past like month, you guys, like I've been catching, you know, bass on the crankbait, you know, bass and bluegill on these soft plastics, and Carl has had a lot of luck with these guys here catching bass, and it's just like, man, you can't beat the way these bass and these, you know, bigger size bluegill just smack into these baits, you guys. Like, it's super fun. Needless to say, I am no longer against it, and I am all for using soft plastics, crankbaits, and, you know, just these general, like, weird colored plastics that catch the fish's attention, either makes them mad or makes them, you know, super enticed, and they just smack into it like a freight train, you guys. It is freaking, it's so much fun. So recently, you know, I actually did a video on using this rattle type bait here. It's called a rattle trap, and using this crankbait here. I had success with this guy here. It was a dink bass, you guys, but honestly in the video you can kind of see the way that it hit it. It like jerked me back a little bit. But man, you throw this on a bass's bed or somewhere where it's just hanging out, they are gonna be angry. And it's those types of hit that make it all worth it, you guys. You know, it doesn't matter how big the bass is, whatever, you know, they smack into this thing, it's a good time. All right, you guys, so my new favorite thing, like absolute most favorite thing right now to do, is to use these soft plastics. And I've had the most success here using this Mr. Twister micro crawfish with the probably one of the smallest jig heads. It's a 1/32 size jig head, and it's so small, you guys. Like, I've pricked myself about 10 times with this thing, but you know, you all know, you just attach it to the jig head here. And it's so funny because I've caught my biggest carp using this small hook. The carp was almost 6.5 pounds, I believe. And you guys, look at the size of this hook. So, you know, you can check out that video on our channel too. It was, you know, I cut it down to about 6 minutes, but it was about a 10-minute battle trying to get that fish in because I was so paranoid that I was going to lose it because the hook is just so small. But, you know, once we got it in, I realized I hooked it real good and it wasn't going anywhere. So we could have saved, like, you know, all the drag noise. But you guys, it was so much fun. So much fun, you guys. So if you're not using soft plastics because you're like me and you're just like skeptical of it, you know, this natural colored crawfish does not spook the fish at all, and you're just gonna have tons of fun with it. I've caught my biggest bluegill on here. I've caught some crazy bass on this. Like I said, I've caught my biggest carp, and it is just so much fun, you guys. Like, I'm not going back to worms, I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, man, it's just so much fun. And you know, it's crazy because I originally started exploring with plastics using this, and I didn't get a single bite, you guys. I think it's because the fish around here, they know, you know, they've gotten pretty smart. You know, there's a lot of fishermen around here, a lot of anglers, and this just doesn't look like an actual crawfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one here, it looks real, you guys. Like, look at that. It looks natural. It looks like it would be in these ponds here. And I think that's why the fish hit it so crazy. And it's such a good time. I can't stress that enough, you guys. It's such a good time. The rest of these guys here, I've gotten a couple of taps on these. I'm not sure what they're called, actually. Sorry. But I've gotten a couple of taps on these, but nothing that'll actually go for it. I'm probably rigging it wrong. But, you know, I'm still going to try because I can see how this would just look like a worm, you know. So, but no luck as of yet. I've gotten a couple of hits on these guys here, which is the Mr. Crappie. I can't remember the name right now, but these guys here, they're supposed to attract crappie, and I think I've lost one crappie actually using the micro craw, and I haven't gotten any luck using these guys. But I've seen people pull out some monsters using this setup here, so I'm going to keep trying and hopefully catch myself a crappie. Carl was throwing it around too, and he also had no luck, so we're probably just doing it wrong. But we're going to keep trying and, you know, hopefully pull out that monster crappie and share it with you guys. This is what Carl has had the most luck on fishing for bass, the BAITS Kraken Claw, you know. So these guys here, I don't have luck with these. I always, you know, bird nest my casting reel when I use these guys. But, you know, I can definitely see how they're pretty enticing to the bass. You know, they look real. And, you know, when they're in the water, they're just kind of looking like that. And, you know, Carl's got a few good strikes on these things that we didn't get on video. But he gets more of his luck with these guys. My luck has so far been with the Mr. Twister micro crawfish. So, you know, I'll let him continue to use BAITS. I've heard a lot of good things about BAITS, and I've seen people catch some crazy stuff on BAITS, but I have yet to have any luck. So, you know, you will catch fish with these, but I haven't. So you might want to, I think Carl should probably be the one talking about this, and he's actually caught something on the BAITS worm too. But again, I just can't get the technique down for this thing. You know, I have better luck attracting the fish with these micro craws. So yeah, you guys.